Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday. I'm getting used to this, having the Facebook Live every 2 weeks instead of, or at least twice a month, instead of having it every Wednesday. So I just got back from Mount Shasta, which I did a little video from there. It was so nice to share the energy with you. Good morning, Christine. Hello, Misty. Good to see you here. And if you happen to have a question, go ahead and feel free to post it. That's what this is all about, is interaction. I've never really cared for talking at people. I want to talk with people. It makes such a big difference. And hi, Julia, and I've got your question right here, and I'm going to look into it here in just a moment. First of all, let's take a moment and just go into our heart. You just focus on your heart chakra and just feel your energy going in. Just let yourself calm, go right into the center of your heart, and just breathe in and out. As you know, if you are in a space that it's a little challenging to do this right at this moment, that's okay. You can just set the intention that you move your energy to your heart and you easily breathe in and out, and that you stay present in your heart or in your center. And that allows you to actually I get distracted by a statement on the screen. But to see, so I am trying this new headset, and apparently my ears are not meant for it. This is a little crazy, but such is life. Anyway, when we're not grounded, it's hard to stay present. And can everybody hear me? Like I said, I have this new headset, and last time I was told I was a little, quiet. So if it's quiet, you're having difficulty hearing me, please let me know and I will turn it up. Anyway, apparently it's not going to stay in my left ear. It just fell out again, but what the heck, I can't hear you anyway. Oh, just barely. Okay, let me see about turning this up and putting it back on. And Christine can hear me fine. Christine can hear me fine, so we're going to increase the volume as high as it will go. And put it back in and bring the speaker closer to my mouth, and I will also speak a little louder. So hopefully that helps. Okay, I did turn it up. Has it helped at all to have it turned up? And I do appreciate the feedback. It helps me out immensely. If not, I will, let me see about the volume on this too. Oops, I turned it down. Okay, I've got the volume on high on this one also, so maybe that will help. So, anyway, volume up, doing my best to get it where you can actually hear it. If not, if you cannot hear it, let me know. If it's still low, then I will take the headset out and turn it off and just use the iPad. It seems to be my challenge lately, is to be heard. Oh my goodness, what is that saying for me? Anyway, if you have a question, like I said, please post it. And Christine, I saw your comment that you did not get the teaching job. You know, that's okay. And I see the tears. Remember, these are steps in your life. If one thing does not come forward, it doesn't mean something else won't. That's even better. Remember that we get in our heads and we look at something as it's the very best we can do. Yet when we go into the center, into our hearts, and we trust, then we have things come to us that are better than we could have dreamt up for ourselves. So keep those doorways open. Look at this as a stepping stone, a practice field. It is all good. Whether it seems like it or not, it is all good. Remember, when you add a lot of worry, energy to anything, you actually are sending that energy out. and it draws back to you exactly what you're worrying about, more and more and more of those situations. So instead, take this beautiful, deep, cleansing breath, exhale out all of the emotional debris. Just let it clear, and then step into trusting. Feel yourself first, instead of spiraling with energy and the whys and the wherefores and all of this, ground, center, and trust. And know that something better than you saw for yourself is now here. Send positive energy out. And I know people say this all the time about sending positive out, and then it doesn't work out. Okay, that's another pattern. Is many times, and I've heard this over and over and over again with affirmations and that sort of thing, people saying, I say the affirmations, I do this, I do that, and it never works out. It never comes forward. And so again, if the stronger belief is it isn't ever going to work out, then that is exactly what you're going to draw in. Instead, bring your energy inside, trust that you know, trust the universe or spirit is supporting you, and then focus on the positives. Pay attention in your body to any resistance. Pay attention in your emotions to any resistance. Pay attention to those old thoughts that say this doesn't ever work, it can't work. All of those actually have an energetic vibration also that goes out. Now it's time to feel the trust, the feeling of love, the feeling of support, the feeling of opportunities that are very positive, stronger than any of the others. Remember that when you're creating, create from a place, they're saying to be somewhat neutral, but hold the belief, the trust. If the old patterns come up, if the old thoughts come up, if the old fear and worry comes up, remind yourself that is only a habitual pattern, a habitual energetic pattern. And let it go. By doing that is just saying, hold it, that's it. This isn't a truth, this is just an earlier experience, and I now let this go and focus on the energy of trust, positive belief, and supporting myself and honoring myself. See the best for yourself. And Karen, I'm going to get to your question in just a minute. Hello, Kelly. Hi, Karen. Hello, Barbara. Okay. So, again, let's move to our hearts. Let's be present in ourselves. Let's open the doorway of love, of joy, of happiness, of trusting we are supported in all we do, and send that energy out. Let that be the energy that goes forward for you to bring back the many beautiful opportunities that are there to support you. And Karen, before I get to your question, I'm going to go to Julia's. And so, because she posted this week, now again, I am putting up the banners, and they are in between, I understand, weeks, yet your questions will be seen and directed. Okay, I might have just lost the audio on this, so please let me know if you can hear me. I just had this weird little beep go off in my ear. If you cannot hear me, then it's important for me to know, because otherwise my mouth is moving and you have no clue what I am saying. Anyway, Julie says, hi Cherry, how can I learn to trust God and myself when it comes to receiving my own guidance? I go into self-doubt and worry about making a mistake, especially when it comes to big life-changing decisions. I've tried using my pendulum to get out of my own head, but even that will answer yes one time, then no the next. So it only adds to the frustration. You know, this is the thing about using pendulums, that sort of thing, is your inner energy is going to actually control it at many times. So you that force actually can okay, hold on. It's saying disregard the tools. Just disregard the tools. It's not going to allow. Apparently, I'm not going to answer why the energy affects the pendulum, except that your energy is stronger than the actual belief in the pendulum itself. So, one of the things to remember is from early life, very few of us were taught to believe in ourselves or to trust what comes to us. We're taught to look out of ourselves. We're told from early ages that we will feel to do one thing, we're told it's wrong. We're told to do it somebody else's way. All of this interferes with this, and with the believing in yourself now. You've had somebody else, from the time you were small, saying disregard what you feel and do what I say, or do it the way everybody else is doing it. So you're maneuvering through that. And learning to hear your own essence. You can use your own body as a pendulum. And again, if you have a lot of doubt and a lot of worry, this can cause a little bit of confusion, but not as much as with the pendulum. And the thing is, it's because your body is answering from the inner essence of who you are. Anyway, and so what you do is you stand upright, see yourself rooted into the ground, into Mother Earth, and then ask your essence. Just focus for a moment on your essence and ask, show me my yes. Your body will move forward, it'll move backwards, it'll move sideways, whichever. Honor that is actually a yes for you. Then, as you're standing there, ask your essence, and just center in and ask your essence if, not if, but to show you your no, and it will do the same. Then trust that that's what it is, always. When the second guessing comes in, it's because you're asking the question over and over and over again. When your inner guidance is coming through, you don't have the doubt, the worry. All that you'll ask a question, you'll get an answer. Just hold that answer. Let it take you where it is meant to take you. When you start doubting and questioning, that's because you're up in your head. And that's causing interference. So when you go there, instead of going, oh my God, is this question right or wrong? Go, why am I choosing to go to my head instead of believing in my internal self, eternal self? And take the time to write some things out. Do a journal. It'll show you where the self-doubt came from, where the worry came from. And it'll help you identify this so that you can set it aside, knowing it was an experience. To really trust and believe in yourself is to do just that, is to ask the question once, twice if you must. But listen on the inner parts of you. Feel it deep inside. When it is the essence that's answering, you will notice it is calm, it is steady, and you feel the truth and the support of what is there for you. You do not have to look out and see every step of where it is you are going. Trust that the answer that was given to you takes you forward in the way that is perfect for you. When you get into the mind, remember that is exactly where you are, is in the mind. With all of the old teachings, all of the old negatings of the knowledge that is yours alone. Notice there's hesitation in that answer. And Julia, I'm focusing on you. So you have resistance to receiving this. One of the things that I know is when I'm engaged in any type of reading, that when there's hesitation, with the information that's coming forward, that means there's a resistance around the vibrational field of actually coming in. And you'll find that many times as the answers are coming more and more and more, that it'll change the way it's saying by tweaking one or two or three words, because then it's moving through the filters. Anyway, the thing about it is look at where your resistance is. And Julia, I would love it if you would look at where it is that you felt you knew where you were going, and look at it from an early time. It isn't go back and live that time. It's just go back and look at how many times you started to put your foot forward in the way that was feeling right for you, and somebody else said, no, you've got to do it my way. No, you've got to follow it this way. No, this is the way it's done. You're moving through all of those old teachings, those old tapes, those old patterns. It's time for you to actually trust what is yours and what comes to you. And so for you, go ahead and take some baby steps. You know, the more you practice this and the more you believe in yourself and take those baby steps, the more you are engaged with listening to your essence, but trusting what comes to you. And I see you have a little more time, a little more to your question about you're still wanting to move, to make this move, but trying to figure out the best time so I'll flow. First of all, if you're in your head, you can't feel the best time to flow. It's putting it out there. Set that intention. As the time is perfect for my move, I feel it at the deepest points of me and I act on it. And trust that. Start using sentences that actually support who you are and claim what you're doing. If you're always engaged and, like I said, in your head and saying, oh my gosh, is this the right time, or will this be the better time, or will this, you're not able to feel the time that pulls you forward. Where you go in, you center, you put it in there, and then let it pull you, let it take you, let it carry you. Let this self-doubt go. You're going to find that it goes very smoothly. But again, practice baby steps. Practice saying, hold it. Today I'm just going to listen to my essence and do what feels right. You know, ask on, what to eat, where to go, these different things, small things. And then notice as you listen to the inner aspects of you, how perfectly everything turns out. Also pay attention to when you get in your head, when you start second guessing yourself. Step out of your head. Your move comes, and it comes at a time that really supports you. But more importantly, it's asking yourself, why are you resisting the move? And put that question down somewhere and ask, why am I resisting this move? Again, when I look at this, it shows that part of you that wants to go forward, but the other part that your feet or your heels are dug in. It's like, oh, no, I'm not going anywhere. And so there's a feeling of security where you are, a feeling of knowing it and just living it. Yet it isn't allowing you to live fully because you're only partially present where you are. Look at anything that's holding you, worry, fear, that sort of thing. Let the universe support you. Take some chances. Now, I'm not saying go out tomorrow, quit your job, pack your gear, and head out. Just start practicing, listening, and believing in you. Get the heck out of your head. Okay, now I'm going to move on to Karen. It says, I've asked numerous times for cords to be cut from my ex. Why is this not happening? Is it only people with abilities that can do this? Karen, sweetheart, we all have abilities. Energetically, yes, we're connected. Yet when we pay too much attention to these energetic cords, we're reattaching them. What I'd rather see you do is, and this is what works for me. Remember, we're all energy, each and every one of us. And it isn't just the cords coming from your ex. There's that part of you that reaches out, whether you're aware of it or not. So instead, come to your center and ground out. And then see yourself with this beautiful bubble of white light around you. Let it go 2 feet out from your body in all directions, leaving no area exposed. And then on the outside, put 2 inches of brilliant white light. and send back to all others their energy with love. That includes your ex. One of the things we forget is, we're looking at this from the human experience, is like, oh, I got to do, I got to do. When you're looking at energy, and that is what all things are, you have to be able to resonate to it for it to connect. Bring your energy up to the highest levels of love, levels of joy, levels of happiness. If any other is not at these levels, they cannot attach to you. It is when you hit these moments, you feel clear, you feel centered, you feel the self at its fullest and its finest. It is only when you hear the call and the worry of one you have been energetically connected to and move down in frequency, you reconnect. Through love, through joy, through happiness, you disconnect. Notice, dear one, your crown chakra just opened. Also, there's energy at the feet. These are openings within you. Allow the essence of who you are, the essence of all of the divine, to come in and connect at your center. Allow Mother Earth to come up and support you by connecting at your center, holding you steady and strong. Be at the center of the heart and let love come from all areas of you going outward. Feel the sweetness of that. Feel the divineness of that. And notice you do not feel the excess energy. This is one of the things that we forget. We're energy. And to connect, we do have to resonate to whatever else it is. Years ago, when my late husband was still alive, he wasn't really into my work, which is fine and dandy. We all have our journey. And it was a lesson for me also, if not saying, hey, you got to do it my way. That doesn't work. But I would go out and I would work with groups and that sort of thing. And I heard this in groups also. As I would be just coming home, I was just in this wonderful space, this wonderful, oh my God. And I'd come in and Rob would be all grouchy and grumpy and just, and I'd be like, ha, 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 And so after about 10, 15 minutes, whatever it would take, all of a sudden my mood would start coming down. I would go, oh my gosh, this is terrible. And I would react to whatever it is he was doing. Well, then all of a sudden he was fine and dandy. Then he'd go off about his business, and I'm sitting there going, what in the heck just happened? And again, like I said, I had this happen with people that I worked with. They'd say, I do so good here, and then I go home. It's because energetically we connect to people, and we create patterns of recognition. So when one of us changes, the other does a learned behavior that gets a response. Then that energy comes back and it is able to match up again. Well, the person that's created the response to say, hey, I don't know what's going on, well, their world's good again. All of a sudden, whether they're conscious of it or not, they can feel you. And they go off about their business. And you sit there and go, what the heck happened? So Karen, it's not so much worrying about cutting cords. That's keeping you at this level of always having to cut cords. Move to your heart, be in joy, be in love. Send that out and keep your frequency up, and you're going to find it's a disconnect. Also just say, hey, ask the question, karmically, what are we completing? I let him go with love. If there's anything else there, fine, let me see it. Don't engage a lot emotionally with it, because that's going to pull you back down. Okay, Kelly says, quick question, if you still have time. I was told last night not to trust the people around me. Be very, oh my God, Kelly, let that stuff go. You notice the way I said that? All of this is your own, whether we like it or not, it's our internal worries and fears that attract to us what's going on. and you're moving into self-empowerment. You're really stepping up there. Well, there's this worry, this fear about, gosh, do I believe in myself? What do I this? So, of course, there's going to be outer forces come to you and say, don't trust, don't believe, don't do this. Let that go. Put it out there instead. When you're in a work environment, we all have our stuff. We do. And I used to work in mainstream, and I worked around people that were very uncomfortable. And yes, there was always the office dramas and that sort of thing. And it was like, oh my God, don't trust, don't believe. And if you want to go there and stay there, get right in there and listen to all of that, and that energy is going to surround you. Or you can look at it, step and believe in who you are, and put it out there, and really put it out there. And this is an old Shakti Gawain exercise. Do a little meditation and put it out there that you get along famously with everybody you work with. That no matter who they are, what their personality is, you get along wonderfully. That you go in and each person sees the job you're doing and doing it in a way that is perfect and acceptable. Now, I added a little to that. And yes, I've used that. And there were people that others would run away from, say, oh my God, I can't. And you know what? I got along wonderfully with each and every one of them. Don't engage in the drama. The more you engage in the drama, the more drama you have in your life. Start really supporting yourself, really loving yourself, really listening to who you are. Again, you don't have to close your door to the people coming in, but become the observer. Don't attach to the emotions. When you become the observer, you're able to be in your personal power, and you get the stronger message. Later on when you're home, ask what this is about, where it replicates something else in your life, where you were out of your power, and where you didn't trust or believe in you, or second guessed every decision you made. Don't live there, just look at it. And so again, it's a matter of knowing you go to work each day and you do a job that is fabulous, and that you are doing it in a way that's perfect and acceptable, and that you are there on your merit, and that all the others that are creating drama are off creating drama in their own lives, and you are not engaged in it. It's if it's so easy to engage in this, but remember, people are swirling right now. We got a whole lot of stuff going on, yet choose not to, participate with them. You don't have to. And I don't get that your job is in any danger. I get that you're actually very secure in your job. Again, you go to work, you do it well, and it's nothing going to hold you back, but just see yourself very loved and supported wherever you are, and appreciated. Good morning, Sharon, Lisa, Teresa. I've got to move my screen up. So Christine, I see your other, you just, yes, I know it would be a good fit to teach, and it doesn't mean another teaching opportunity does not come to you. But look at it, do a little meditation on the teaching opportunity. What do you want it to look like? Just put it out there that what's in your highest and best good is there. And if you choose to see teaching, let yourself see it, and then let it unfold in the way that's perfect for you. Again, it's to let go of the worry and the fear of things. Okay, now on to Sharon. I'm late, but my friend's nephew was in a serious car accident and has brain trauma. He responded initially when they brought in his grandmother's rosary, but not responded well this past week. Any words of advice for actions or prayers that might help reach him? Prayers are heard. Taylor is hearing your prayers, whether you understand it or not. He's in that space of choosing. Is he finished with his earthly lesson, or is it time for him to go? And again, we as human beings believe the very best thing that can happen is they become well and come back here. Yet that isn't always the way it is meant to be if the journey's done. he's at the crossroads and he's in his decision-making mode. Oh, lump in the throat, lump in the throat. A lot of worries. Right now, he's very quiet, but it's showing 70% coming back to his physical life as compared to the 30% of going all the way over. You know, one of the things that I absolutely love, and I share this with people because we're all creating in every moment, is Richard Bach's book, Illusions, The Adventures of the Reluctant Student. It was his first book on this was Illusions, The Adventures of a Reluctant Messiah. Richard Bach was in an airplane accident, and this is for real, you know, and he wrote the second book after the accident, and he was, the doctors did not expect him to make it, and if he would have stayed in the hospital, he would have stayed there and died. A very important person to him had been praying, and she used these words. You are a perfect expression of perfect love here and now. There is no lasting injury. You are only perfection. And that was her prayer to him. And he was hearing it as he was in limbo or in that void of deciding. And he came back and he was in the hospital. And again, no one was expecting him except the female that was in his life to stay. And he finally went home, and that's what he used as his mantra. I am a perfect expression of perfect love here and now. There is no lasting injury, only perfection. Use those words and send that message to Taylor. And what I find interesting is Lisa is also here, and her son Taylor is having some challenges and has been for almost a year now. And this is one of the messages I send to him all the time. Again, we don't get to make the decision for another person, and we do want, you know, the people to stay here and be here where we can love them. And so you are a perfect expression of perfect love here now. There is no lasting injury, and I love to throw in, and there is no lasting illness. You are only perfection. Anyway, like I said, he's in deciding mode. And then has the stronger response of staying than he does of leaving. You know, when we leave, when we're in this outer world that's outside of the physical, it's very, very pleasant, very, very feels good, and it's always, it can be a challenge to choose to come back. One of the things to remember, though, is he hears all of you. He's in connection with each and every one of you, and even those that are not anywhere near the hospital. He's very engaged outside of the body and more in his essence. Support the parents, support the family. They're in dire need of it. They're very worried, very, very tired and drained. And so let's take a moment, everybody who's listening, for Taryn that Sharon's speaking of, or excuse me, Taylor. And Taylor, my friend Lisa's son. Oh, there's tears. Let's send them all love. Let's send them love and the support of healing energy. Just send these boys absolute love and healing energy. Now put in anybody else that you are thinking of, you are caring about, and we'll all send them love and healing energy and send them light for support. There you go. Can you feel that? That is amazing. There you go. Okay, now I'm going to answer one more question, and then it's going to be time for me to go because I have people to talk to in a little bit. Clients calling. Anyway, Diane says, my sweet mother passed recently. I would love to know how she is doing. Love her so much. Well, honey, she loves you too, and she's doing fine. it's interesting because she's showing that she was there with all, she's showing you, but she's showing others also, family members, and preparing the details of the celebration of her life, that sort of thing. And it just shows her sweet and smiling, just watching each and every one of you. For whatever reason, Diane, I'm seeing flowers around you, you touching them. It looks like a little bit of nervous energy that comes from grief, putting them here, putting things there, talking to people. Just know that she is doing, she's released the body that had become so heavy that it was like dragging a weight around. She's light, she's free, and she's very, very much present. And you love her so much, and she loved you. Now, for whatever reason, she is also showing some small animal around her. Feels like a dog more so than a cat. There with her. Just it shows her holding him. So this is something to show you she's content and she's happy. There's also a man with her, but it feels more like her father than anyone else. So you have the energy of two there, who are stepping in, saying they're there, they're hello. And there's that part of you that wanted to make sure that somebody was greeting her for the afterlife, that sort of thing. It isn't always necessary for that, because once we leave these physical bodies, we're not connected to the worries, the fears, and the old beliefs on this physical world. But it does show energy as she's moving through it. It just shows brilliant waves of light and energy, and it does feel like there were connections. Right now, Diane, you may be feeling some pressure around your third eye, because she's been really doing her best to come in and speak to you. So just open your intuitive, chakra, and just feel the messages and the love and the support she's sending you. Now remember to disconnect that and just let that close, and your energy come back and hers go. And even if when there's an afterlife, you can stay too wide open, and it can become overwhelming. So with that, today I want to thank each and every one of you for being present here with me, for sending out your light and your love to all of those that we care about. Let y'all know, October 27th, I will be at Journeys, a Center for Your Soul in Salem, Oregon. And I will be at the Body, Mind, Spirit Expo, November 3rd and 4th, the first weekend in November in Portland, Oregon. So if you're around, come and see me there, either place. Or if you'd like to look more in depth at your questions, because I can only do so much when we're at this platform, give a call, set an appointment. You can go online to my website. I have a calendar there that you can set an appointment through. Also, for those of you that are wanting support, this is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. Oh, I like that word, opportunity, or place to go. I have your Living Your Empowered Life, which is a private group. It has a small monthly charge. There are 2 Zoom videos each month. We have our own Facebook page, and it's a group of like-minded people who are connecting to stay empowered. So there are, messages, there are lessons, there are, homework for you to do to keep you in your personal power instead of always handing it off or feeling out of balance. I will be getting ready to do my the Empowered Empath class coming probably after I get back from Hawaii in November. I'm getting that ready to be set up. I keep coming across people, and I love you people. They're going, oh my God, I'm an empath. I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything. I'm too uncomfortable. Well, guess what? I'm an empath. I'm a high sensitive. And if I held that energy and that thought all the time, I could not do the work that I do with all of you. And guess what? I'm not different than you. You have the ability to be an empath and engage very well out in life. It's just not connecting to each and every person, drawing it in or holding it. It's like your own. But there's ways to do this. So again, October 27th, Journeys, a Center for Your Soul in Salem, Oregon. First weekend in November, Body, Mind, Spirit Expo in Portland, Oregon. Living Your Empowered Life. The information's online at my website, cherrydivine.com. And then, of course, I will be doing the Empowered Empath class again. I love each and every one of you. My heart is open, and I send love out. Let it come into your world. Live in your light. Live in your love. Live in your truth. Believe who you are and support all that you are. As you love who you are, you're connected to the all and you're loving the all. As you hold your light and let it be seen, you're connecting to all and allowing that to engage with others so they find their own light. Trust and believe in who you are. Have a good week. Bye-bye.